everybody, I'm Bubbles and I want to welcome you all to my channel if you know me or not. This is Baking with Bubbles. Today I brought with me my good friend Tasty.
Hey babies, my name's Tasty with 3 Y's because I'm 3 times the fun, and we thought we would bring to you some classic treats that you can make on your own. Easy to make treats because I'm going to be honest with you, I don't have the time nor the skill set to do that either, baby.
Honestly, me either. But today we're going to show you guys how to make some chocolate chip cookies, an American classic.
An American staple, if you will.
Okay.
And why is it a staple? Honey, I don't know what staple means, but in my house it's a staple. And to be honest with you, I'm proud to be an American. Sometimes.
Me too. Let's talk about it.
Let's not talk about it. Let's talk about these chocolate chip cookies.
Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and get started on our chocolate chip cookies. Hey Tasty, can you let us know what the ingredients are that we need?
Absolutely, baby. So first and foremost, we want to separate everything and we're going to go over the measurements as well, okay? So if you feel like I'm going too quickly or I'm moving too quickly, go ahead and slow the video down, all right? So first in one bowl, we're going to have our all-purpose flour. That's 2 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour. 2 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour. We're going to move on to our baking soda and salt. That's going to be 1 teaspoon of baking soda and 1 teaspoon of salt. Next, we're gonna go on to our walnuts. You're gonna chop your walnuts, okay? So you're gonna have 1 cup of chopped walnuts. Moving on to our morsels or chocolate chips. You're gonna have 2 cups of semi-sweet chocolate chips. You can use whatever chocolate chips you'd like. We like semi-sweet. It's just the more traditional, classic way of doing it. You're also gonna go ahead and have 1 cup of butter, which translates into 2 sticks of butter at room temperature. Softened butter at room temperature. You're also gonna have 2 eggs, 2 large eggs preferably, and we're gonna move on to our sugars. 3/4 cup of white granulated sugar, 3/4 cup of brown sugar. Now folks, sometimes I know it's hard to translate things in the measurements. Sometimes if we don't have a 3/4 cup, that easily translates into 12 tablespoons. 12 tablespoons. If you don't have 3/4 cup, 12 tablespoons, okay? And we're also gonna have a teaspoon of vanilla extract that we will be adding in.
We have all of our ingredients. We are gonna go ahead and wash our hands for 2 minutes. Make sure you guys get real nice and clean. 2 minutes, guys.
Thank you so much for washing your hands. I know as some of you know and some of you don't, food safety is very important, okay? And it's always important that we go ahead and wash our hands in the kitchen when we're baking or cooking anything. Now, in this kitchen, we do like to go all natural and use our hands. That's why we wash our hands. But for some of you, I do know that you do like to be a little bit more sanitary. So for those of you who like to be sanitary,
and there's gloves.
but remember, if you also use gloves, wash them with soap and water as well, because that's just nasty. Now, back to business.
So, now that we already washed our hands, we gave you the option gloves or no gloves. We are gonna preheat the oven to 375. While the oven is preheating, we're gonna mix our ingredients together. We're gonna start with our wet ingredients first. Tasty is actually gonna start mashing our room temperature butter. We also have our eggs room temp as well. So Tasty, after you mash up the butter, what are we gonna do?
We're gonna go ahead and add our sugar. Now there's not a preference. I usually go brown first because, you know.
We're also going to add our white sugar as well. So now that we have our white and our brown sugar already in our room temperature butter, we're gonna go ahead and continue mixing that. We want it to be all together, mixed in real nice and good. Now that you have your sugar mixed in with your butter, we are going to add our eggs and vanilla extract after that. Tasty's gonna tell us what we're gonna do next.
All right, baby, would you go ahead and do the honor of cracking the eggs? We're gonna do it very slowly while I keep mixing. All right, I don't want no shells in there, baby, but if you do get shells, I'm gonna be honest with you, that's how you know it's homemade.
Okay, you can't get that. You can't get that.
You can, I'm gonna be honest with you.
You can't get that at the store.
Good, so now you see the texture and the consistency starts to change.
Yeah, it's almost turning into like a paste, like, think like Play-Doh consistency. We wanna make sure that you're recreating this at home because baking is a science.
It really is. I'm gonna be honest with you, I did not think that I would get a degree in chemistry, but here we are doing chemistry and some physics and some science, and I'm gonna be honest with you, the fact that you and I are breathing, they call that biology.
What do you know?
All right, now after we get the consistency and the texture that we want, baby, can you go ahead and hold this teaspoon
Of
for me?
course.
Thank you. I'm gonna go ahead and pour this non-branded vanilla extract. Non-branded vanilla extract. Non-branded vanilla extract.
Vanilla extract, non-branded.
Non-branded. Pour a teaspoon. If you go a little bit over, that's okay.
I always like to go a little bit over
There you go,
because,
baby. Pour that in.
you know, they say I'm juicy for a reason.
Baby, and I'm tasty for a reason.
Okay.
Homegrown. We're gonna go ahead and mix in the vanilla extract. And while this is settling and getting all nice and scrumdiddlyocious and scrumptious and some might say tasty, we're gonna work on our dry ingredients. After we've mixed in the vanilla extract, now I'm gonna do it. We're gonna go ahead and put this to the side. It smells like scrumdiddlyocious. It smells great. Some might say it smells tasty. Now, baby, what's next?
So now that we have our wet ingredients all put together, we're gonna start working on the dry ingredients. So here we have our flour.
All-purpose flour, 2 1/4 cup. And first, we're gonna start by mixing in our baking soda and our salt. Give that a nice mix. Thank you, sweetheart. You're gonna go ahead and whisk that.
Ooh.
Whip it. There you go, sweetheart.
Make sure you put your back into it, ladies.
Now don't get nervous. This party is gonna get a little bit messy. Now we're going to slowly, make sure you move all your dishes out of the way. Clean up as you go, folks, okay? We're gonna slowly start to add this to this mixture while I'm still mixing. The dry ingredients to the wet ingredients.
Ready, guys? So I'm just gonna go ahead and sift our dry ingredients over the wet ingredient bowl. Now, if you're just baking by yourself, ask your roommate or your mom or your sister to come help. So that way everybody can enjoy this American classic.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, just because they don't have opposable thumbs does not mean they don't have grip. I'm looking at you, Alvin.
So we're still mixing in our wet and our dry ingredients. So far, I'd say we'd have about half of the bowl into the wet ingredient now, making a nice cookie dough.
Yes, you see that texture?
Ready for some more?
Oh, go ahead, baby.
All right, so we just went ahead and put all of our dry ingredients into our wet ingredient bowl, which was that softened butter with the sugars and that a little bit of extract.
It is gonna be a little messy, sweetheart. You see some of it wanted to jump out. I mean, this is not Guantanamo Bay, but it is getting a little tricky.
Okay, and you just keep with the times and you keep on keeping on.
You keep on keeping on. Honestly, some of the batter's gonna wanna escape you like it's Guantanamo Bay, but honey, you go ahead and you get in there and you whip it. Some of it did escape me, and I'm gonna be honest with you, bah humbug.
So guys, Tasty went ahead and mixed all of our ingredients together. All we have left is our chocolate chips and our walnuts. I say we start with the chocolate chips. You know I love chocolate.
You do love chocolate, and I do love a good nut, but because this is your show, I'm gonna let you go first.
Chocolate it is. Okay, so we are gonna mix in our chocolate chips now.
It's gonna be, you're gonna get a little workout. Oh, we wanted to be lovers.
Oh, it's so precious.
That's icing in her life.
Tasty, that was so sweet.
That was beautiful. Honestly, I think I read that in a book somewhere.
Tasty.
Yeah, the Cat in the Hat, Dr. Seuss, man, really went off.
Tasty, nobody's ever spoken to me like this before. Tasty, I think I'm gonna keep you.
Tasty, I think you go baby. Just never you.
He's right. I can't read, but I can make a good chocolate chip cookie. Let's get back into the dough.
You ready? Right, now this is gonna be a little hefty, so I want y'all to pick it up like your name is Helga, and you're watching a baby, and you mix it strong like wood.
It smells really good, guys.
And I promise I know enough Russian, so don't come for me.
You guys, it looks so good. I'm
so
super
good.
excited for this chocolate chip cookies. Thanks so much for coming and making our chocolate chips with us. I'm so excited to have you here today. Guys, make sure you comment below that you are so happy that Tasty's here with me. We're gonna go ahead and add in our nuts, Tasty's favorite.
I really like to say that the nuts are a work of art. Honestly, nature really did their big one when they made nuts.
I agree.
I also agree.
I love a little crunchy goodness in my
I
cookies.
just honestly, the protein, the health,
It's extra protein for sure.
honestly, it makes me so excited I could just spit.
Oh.
But I'm not, because that's unsanitary in the kitchen. So on with the nuts. And we mix this.
And we're gonna go ahead and mix in our nuts into our cookie dough.
Oh my goodness, look at this.
Oh my god.
Honestly,
If y'all could smell this room right now, because remember, our oven is preheated and we do have a batch already going.
We do.
It smells
We
amazing
do.
in here.
We do. Honestly, the Girl Scouts of America wish they could do this.
Yeah, and they also wish they could look this good while they're
I was
doing
about
it.
to say, they really do wish that they were in their mid-20s, making a YouTube video.
You can buckle big bookies. So guys, we already mixed in our walnuts, our chocolate chips into our final batter. Now it's cookie dough.
All right, you know what they say, it's always good to bring a little love in the kitchen, and sometimes love is translated through music. So they say if you can, always try and sing while you cook. So Bubbles.
We actually had harmony.
Because of you, I thought we were in a bubble.
Oh. My name is Bubbles.
Maybe I saw the yellow brick road.
Oh my god. So we mixed all of our ingredients. We got our baking sheet with a parchment paper already lined up and ready to go. Now grab a spoon so that way you can go ahead and measure your cookie dough and make cookie dough balls.
Yay! And honestly, folks, it really doesn't matter how you lay the cookies onto the cookie pan. Some people roll them out, some people just take it and put it on the spoon. At the end of the day, the cookie is going to fall into whatever shape it's going to as it bakes. It's gonna be big, it's gonna be small, it's gonna fluctuate, it's gonna do whatever it wants. Kind of like me. But that's okay! So, we're gonna take our spoon. You wanna go ahead and get like a good portion. Mind you, they are going to bake and spread out. So I will say, about that size is good.
Spoonful.
Spoonful. You're gonna go ahead, or there is a really good hack. You can take a tablespoon, a measuring cup tablespoon, put it in there and do it as well. It's really, baker's choice. You're gonna take this, you're gonna take your finger or roll it into a ball, your choice, and you're just gonna put it at the edge like this. Like that. Sometimes the parchment paper is gonna move, that's okay. Some, as you would say, we defy gravity.
Defying gravity. Great. So now we're moving on to making more of our cookie dough balls. We're gonna come back when the tray is full.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and speed this up. So. All right, now that we have our cookies laid out on our cookie tray, I went ahead and I did 4 rows of 3. That's 12, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, 12.
I chucked up a deuce, because that's all I know.
Since nobody questioned me, I'm not wrong. So you're gonna go ahead and put these in the oven. I've always found best that I put these in there between 12 minutes and 14 minutes, but it does depend on your oven. But I will recommend constantly going to check on them because you don't want your cookies to burn.
They burn very easily.
Very easily. And honestly, if you give me a burnt cookie, our relationship will end very easily as well.
Yeah.
Okay?
I'm not gonna lie, story time. I gave my roommate a chocolate chip cookie that was overcooked, and she actually slapped it on the table in front of me
There
and
it
put
is.
it back on her tray.
If you give a cookie,
you better give him some milk. Let's get these in the oven. So, we're gonna get these in the oven. We're gonna pull down our oven door.
and swiftly insert them as far as you could go.
Okay, guys, now we're gonna close this.
We're gonna go ahead and put our timer. I'm gonna go ahead and put 12 minutes first. That's 12 hours. 12 minutes first.
Yay!
Now let's wait.
Now we wait. Oh. Hey guys, we're back. Our cookies are finally out of the oven. We did let them cool on the tray for 2 minutes. So you don't want to get your cookies off the tray too soon or else they'll break.
You should also be very proud of yourself. Although it was an easy dish to make, it's still one that you made on your own and they're perfect for any holiday, Hanukkah, Christmas, Kwanzaa, whatever you want to celebrate. And honestly, like making something from scratch is just such a nice gift to give or something nice to bring for the holidays, and it makes a great impression on your loved ones, on people you're trying to impress.
You put your effort into it.
Exactly, you put your whole foot into this. And honestly, you should be very proud of yourself because while it is an easy dish to make, it is from scratch. And honestly, you would make a fine impression wherever you go, whether you're meeting someone's mother, brother, cousin, your friend, and potatoes, dog, you know what I'm saying? Anybody.
But the point is that you get to tell them that you made that
it from
scratch.
And honestly, I mean...
Should I?
I think so.
You guys take a bite too? Cheers.
And here's to a great episode of Baking with Bubbles, and we'll catch you next time.
Bye.